CEO Ronald Hickler from Creating the Difference. Thank you, Packy in the house, for challenging us using the brand new Brunswick Crown Victory bowling ball. Now, I've thrown this bowling ball and I've actually changed the surface of my bowling ball. I've actually put some True Cut hand applied polish plus powered by Turtle Wax on top of the original finish to give me a little more push, a little more angle down lane. We're gonna get started with these 3 games and see what happens. I'm also gonna use Clutch and Specto to keep track of the shots, and we'll take a look periodically at kind of how the shots are looking, talk a little bit about what we're seeing out there, and hopefully throw some strikes. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, bowling on our fresh house shot. Ball's laid out 60 by 4.5 by 30. You can watch our full review on our website too. First shot. 610. Our YouTube channel is Creating the Difference. If you don't watch, please take a watch, follow us. We have 2 different lane surfaces. We have Pro Anvil lane on lane 1 and SPL on lane 2. So SPL hooks a little bit more than lane 1. So you see I got a interchangeable thumb in this bowling ball. Shout out to Turbo for sending that to us. Nice continuous piece. One thing you can do to keep your reaction consistent is wipe your ball off every shot. You watch the guys on the tour, they wipe their ball off every shot. So you probably should too. Yeah. Oh! Gotta watch that little bit. That lane's a little bit more hook, especially down lane. So you just gotta be a little careful with that lane. Push, push. Attaboy. Need that one to push, get down lane a little further. Just because I caught it just a little bit more on that shot. Gonna move one more right on this lane. Usable piece for sure. Benchmark type ball. First out of the bag. Works hard. Hit. Attaboy. That was in just a little bit, so I needed it to push and then hit. Make sure it's gonna get the 7-pin out. That's close. All right, so I'm gonna cut the lights off. I got one more shot. Well, let's do the shot first, then we'll cut the lights off. Just so you can kind of see the lines. We've actually kept all of the lines that I threw on the ball, on the blade. Need to make another move. Need to make another move. Chris will be able to zoom in so you can actually see the shots. But they're not too bad. Couple spares. 277 to start. Not a bad look. That's one of the cool things with Clutch. You can actually see exactly tracks are of the balls. So you can see exactly kind of where I threw the ball each time. But 277, not a bad start. So we're gonna make a move, another board right. Gotta push again. Yeah. Got it in a little bit. Let's clear that off. We'll clear all those shots off. Start fresh. Yikes, so I'll have to change that score. If your ball hits the gutter, it doesn't count. We're gonna move one on this lane too. I'm gonna go 2 more right. Move my eyes 1. That's close. 6-pin. So I need to move again. Lane pattern is holding up a little bit more on the Pro and lane than on the SPL. The SPL breaking down, transitioning a little faster, and I'm trying to keep up with it, but I'm a little behind so far. We'll see if we'll make another move here. Another 2 and 1, see if we're right there then. That fixes it. So it's closer. So one of the interesting things to take note is if you're bowling on Pro and lane, you may be able to keep the line a little bit longer. If you're bowling on SPL, transition may happen a little faster for you, so you may have to move a little quicker. Come on, come on. So I said, come on, I'm looking for the 7 pin, right? That ball's gonna be a little bit late, so I wanted to make sure I was gonna be able to snap off the 7 pin. That's why I said, come on, needed to come back. Got a hook, got a hook. Missed left, didn't fully catch it like I wanted to. So in this case, I could go for the split, which is hard, but if I go for the 2, it counts as 4. So I'm gonna go for the 2. So count matters. There's the flat 7. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was a little afraid of, right? So, and basically, I need to throw it just a little bit slower to get that ball to keep going, and I'll kick the corner right out. Yeah, I was spare ball. That's why you should have a spare ball. Doesn't matter where you're bowling at. If you have a spare ball, you can stand in the same spot, look at the same spot, and as long as you hit it or hit close, you make the spare. All right, gotta make that adjustment here. It's a little bit slower. Come on, come on, come on. Just like that. The thing I like about this ball is it gives you warning signs. It tells you when you're gonna get in trouble a little bit before you totally get in full trouble. So I like that. Yeah, that's a bad shot, just got it in. Yeah, it happens. That's all right, 2-0, 199, 199. So you can see hopefully that I'm actually playing the lanes a little bit differently now. The right lane, the SPL is hooking more. The right lane, the SPL lane is hooking more, so I'm having to move a lot faster. Left lane's not hooking quite as quick. As a result of that, I can stand there a little bit longer. Now, I've had to move, and I'm gonna have to continue to move. This third game is gonna be the real crucial game to see if I can stay in front of that transition and throw some more strikes. So you can see from this overlay, the first game and the second game, kind of where the lines are and kind of where I'm playing the lanes. So I'm actually making a move, and the move is not the same on each lane due to the surface that we're bowling on. Got a hook, got a hook. So I said got a hook. It was on line, but I didn't quite catch it. So I needed it to pick up a little bit. A little late, 10 pin. That shot was just thrown just a little bit slower. Better shot. I mean, this ball is going to be a good ball for league for most players, just because it's angular. I put polish on mine to be able to make sure it really comes around the corner. And you know, given the conditions that I'm bowling on 2 different lane surfaces, it's striking a decent amount. Ah, a little bit. I caught that one with a little bit extra in it. Straight. When you throw your spare ball straight, the lane's out of play. Doesn't matter what lane surface you're bowling on, you throw it straight. That's why you get a spare ball, and that's why you throw it straight. Oh, hook a lot. And it did. And it did. Went to set up and just didn't feel comfortable. When that happens, just back off and start over. Push, push. Attaboy, attaboy. So I said push on that shot specifically. It was in just a little bit, and I wanted to make sure I didn't actually catch it, so I'm thinking it'll push, which it did. Strike. Woo! And I dropped the mic. All right, so I shot 724 with the brand new Crown Victory bowling ball from Brunswick. Ball's a good ball, nice and angular. I remember I polished mine up. I polished it up to 6500 grit with the True Cut Hand Applied Polish Plus. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scan it because you probably won't see this elsewhere. So after 3 games of use, the real question is what does the number change to? What I'll show you is I'm gonna get right in the tracks what I wanna scan. What I'm gonna show you is basically, as you bowl with the ball, the surface will change. I'm getting some different numbers. So I wanna make sure we get you something that you can see that's pretty good here. There we go. So this ball now is now at 5,500 grit. So I lost 1,000 points of grit on this bowling ball by using it. What's interesting with that is the bowling ball would end up at 4,700. All bowling balls end up at 4,700. So even though this was 6,500, in 3 games, I lost 1,000 points. If I did this exact same test with a 2,000 grit ball, within those 3 games, that 2,000 grit would probably migrate very close, if not at 4,700. So the amount of surface you have on your bowling ball matters. It will change as you bowl. And as you've now been able to see, you have more information about that brand new Crown Victory bowling ball from Brunswick. Appreciate the house and Packy giving us the challenge, and hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, go over to our website, ctdbowling.com, and pick one of these things up. On behalf of Creating the Difference, I am Ronald Hicklin. Talk to you soon.